What's up, guys? My name's Nathan. I am super excited to be starting this podcast with my friend Mari. I have a degree in computer science with a minor in data science, so I am really into the data side of the NBA and connecting that with, what how fans think about it and turning it into digestible information. So I'm really excited to get that involved in our discussions and hopefully get some machine learning applications to go with that so that I can draw some new conclusions and give you guys some information that you may not have been able to see the first time when you look at the numbers. And more so, I'm excited to have some great discussions with my buddy here.
What's up, guys? My name is Mari, as Nate previously mentioned. Really excited to start this podcast. I am actually more involved with the social media and the marketing aspect of All the Game Pod. And so if you ever see that name, All the Game, or It's All the Game, you can find us at all our social medias at All the Game Pod, um, website, allthegame.com. I am not graduate. I'm not as qualified, but I still enrolled the Old Dominion University. I'm a working towards a degree in marketing, and yeah, a lot of what I do is social media related. So you'll be able to kind of get your doom scroll on, and that's what I specialize in because I'm doing it myself. But I'm really excited to start this with Nate and be able to have lots of great discussions, like he said, and also be able to. My biggest thing is be able to provide a you may not get this impression from our social medias, but try to get away from pushing narratives and more so enjoying basketball just as a whole. I mean, there are opinions to have, and I think a really important part, though, what we want to try and do is just enjoy the game. I think if this is the place that you're looking for, talk basketball, discuss basketball, and just overall appreciate the game, then I think it's the right place for you. And I'm glad you found your way here.
All right, here's the thumbnail. All right,
Yeah.
it's my shocked face. And it's gonna and it's gonna say, "Is Joel Embiid the next Derrick Rose?" You know,
It was literally somebody in the comments had said that
really?
he's a what if,
Yeah,
and somebody saying like he's an MVP, he's like a multiple time like All Star, All NBA guy, and he's not a what if. And my thing is was that he's been so injured and he's been able to accomplish so much that he is a what if because like the other side
yeah,
of that, if he was 100% healthy, the accolades that he already have could be even like more astronomical. So I was like, it's
yeah,
fair to say Joel Embiid is somewhat of a what if.
yeah. No, I mean it's
The
this
biggest
really
one?
sad. It's this really sad one and done, but it's for the one is the MVP and the done is the career. Like and
Whole
okay, Derrick Rose
process.
had a few more years, but um, it's like it's like a less successful Bill Walton. Bill Walton is my favorite
Mm,
example of a player who got a lot done in a short amount of time.
yeah.
I mean, he got MVP, championship, finals MVP. He got all of those awards in like a 3-year span, and then he
Are,
got hurt,
are
and
there
he
any
came
other?
back.
Yeah. Are there any other players like that? Like just like short careers, but did a ton of shit in that short time.
Can't think of any off the top of my
I
head.
feel like that's a unique
Um,
situation.
no, it's like I mean, well, I was. It also came up at work today, Bill Walton, because I was
Yeah.
explaining a lot of NBA history to my coworker, and I was like, "Yeah, the '70s were really crazy. There was the NBA ABA merger," and she's like, what is that?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Dude, have you ever seen Semi Pro?"
I watched that
You
the
know?
first time Mary Washington. Like I
Oh
was
yeah,
like baffled. I was like, this is legitimately about the NBA ABA merger. Like
yeah.
legitimately.
No, it's
It
like
was mind boggling to me.
yeah, no. I did really appreciate that like level of like historical accuracy to some extent.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm like, yeah, no, it was a really cool time when Bill Walton won those awards because what was it, 1976 ish, give or take a year? I can't remember exactly.
My Bill
You
Walton knowledge
have
is
you
next
have
to none.
right you have leading up to the NBA ABA merger, you have some of the best talent in the world is in the ABA with Julius Irving, Artis Gilmore, Moses
Yeah.
Malone, right? So the NBA is not the very best of the very best. Some of the very best is in a different league, right? And
Yeah.
so when I'm looking back at history and I'm looking at who won what awards during that time, I'm like, that's been more um or even less legitimate than people don't hate me. I know you're wearing the shirt. Then people will claim the bubble championship is,
Global championship,
it's
real shit.
it, which no that I'm not
Yeah,
part of that group of
yeah.
people.
I
But
know.
it's like in my mind that is not very legitimate because the competition isn't all in one place.
Yeah,
And so you have guys who are excelling more than they would if they were playing against real competition who were in the ABA. And so when we have the merger happen, right off the bat, Bill Walton is dominating. You
yeah,
know, you have everyone's together, and he is the guy on top, which I think
yeah.
is like really impressive. That he was, that says a lot, a lot more credit to him than if it was just even a few years earlier, right? Shout out Bill Walton, though. Rest in peace. One of my favorite players.
Shout
Speaking
out
of
Bill
favorite
Walton. Thank you for
players,
making Luke Walton.
I'm jumping all over the place. Speaking of
Yeah.
favorite players, one of my favorite players of the past is Chauncey Billups, and boy was I disappointed this morning.
Hey,
I was.
what did he say? What did he say yesterday? Let the chips fall
Oh
where
yeah,
they may.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know me.
yeah. That is so upsetting. I couldn't care less about the other two. I mean,
Upsetting
whatever.
is an interesting word because to me, they just took a bunch of D-list characters. Like if I'm watching a show and like if the feds are gonna do a sweep and take out like people, fuck it, let it be the D-list guys. Because to me, I'm like, I miss Terry Rozier, I miss Chauncey Billups, I miss Damon Jones. Chauncey Billups one hurts a little bit just because I thought the Trailblazers were looking. There's some potential there, so it is kind of one of those
Yeah,
things where it's like use your head coach to a traumatic situation too. Like, bro, he's been gambling and like he's getting arrested by the FBI the morning after like a game, and it's like, I mean, that's brutal. Like that's gonna.
yeah,
I mean, they may lock in. I don't think they're gonna do what Lakers did for Kobe, but I mean, they're gonna.
right.
Maybe they scrunch up 30 wins because of this. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean they were definitely. I mean, they're playing my team yesterday, and
Yeah,
oh, I should not shake this table. Um, and I'm like, okay, they've got some really, really great defensive pieces this
Shamani
year. I
Kamara,
mean, Boom,
love that guy.
Matisse
Shaden Sharp,
Thybulle,
yeah.
um, Drew Holiday, freaking the center. Oh my gosh,
Oh, Donovan Clingan and
Donovan Clingan.
Hanson Yang.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
who
Who got
have all
baptized?
been when I saw those two bigs out there, it reminded me a lot of the Derek Lively
Gafford.
and Gafford rotation where they just same guy, just
Yeah,
swap him out, just some 7 foot 7'1" center who's gonna get some rebounds and block some shots and
yeah. They gotta.
roll off the pick and roll.
Yeah, they love. I'm curious what else you do on the pick and roll. You said roll off the pick and roll.
Okay, all right. There's the ball handler in the pick and roll.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
okay.
respectable.
Anyway,
For the
did you
Trailblazers, I
want me
don't
to
know.
just say roll?
Nah, I just
Should I
thought
have
it was
just
funny.
said any rolls? Okay.
No, what do you call it? I don't. When I look at Donovan Clingan and Hanson, I guess I don't. I see two rebounders, so I don't know. I haven't gotten to watch a lot of the game to really see the rest of it.
Mhm.
Um,
You
but
haven't
I
been
mean,
watching Portland Trailblazers games?
yeah, man, that's my
Oh,
best
come
Shaq
on, man.
impression right there. Is like, am I watching Portland? I will be now. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
no, yeah. I looked at all the games yesterday, by the way, and the one I
Mhm.
picked out was Trailblazers, and not because of
Yeah.
Minnesota, but because of the Trailblazers.
Right, right, right.
Too many interesting games yesterday, and too many storylines to follow before you get to whether or not the Timberwolves outed the Trailblazers or yeah. I just more focused on I guess Wemby Spurs. Um, Man, I'd take Kings look over looking at the Trailblazers, but the main guy like looking at watching
Mhm.
Wemby go is like that's disgusting. Like that watching that's like NBA Jesus. Like that's the pinnacle. That honestly looks
Yeah.
insane. It
I,
looks
I I
insane.
think I saw a TikTok today that made me think of you because it kind of embodied what you had said earlier today over text, which was like this is gonna end the Jordan LeBron debate. Like,
Yeah,
forget about that. Like, if he gets like 3 championships,
yeah,
right, and like 7 DPOYs, of course they're coming.
yeah.
Like, there's nothing really holding him back in this league except for injuries and teammates. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
If he has
right.
the right, like, literally, like, he can
Yeah,
shoot. He's tall. He can score anywhere. Sorry, not just shooting. He can score anywhere. He can
yeah.
defend everyone. What is he missing? You know?
It's like he's not missing anything. And last night they didn't have. I think they didn't have Jeremy Shoin.
Yeah,
I always forget how to pronounce his name because I mean, who's saying
I
that
think it's
guy's name on the team?
Sohan. Is it
Sohan,
Sohan?
yeah. If it is, hey, if it is, I'm not saying your
Yeah.
name enough.
I haven't said a lot of these names since last season,
Eh,
and I'm like trying to remember everyone now.
but even so though, right? When you're a good enough player, everyone learns how to pronounce your name. By the way, like there's a
Yeah.
reason that you don't know how to pronounce Jeremy Shohan. No
You-
disrespect, but there's a reason. There's like, kinda.
do you remember do you remember, like, oh god, so long ago, Giannis might have been like on the cusp of an all-star, and they had like a video of all the Bucks players trying to pronounce his name or spell his name or
Yeah,
something. Would
that
not like everyone's got it down now.
yeah, everyone's
You
got it
know?
down now.
Y-
The only one I remember that's notable is like he's in his rookie year, he's shooting number 3. He's like Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's the only one I can remember. Like
right.
back when Giannis was still
Yeah.
shooting threes, like oh man. But the potential Giannis and Wemby matchup is the only thing that I could see is like when they went at it the first time. I mean, it was like peak then, and I just talked about it earlier. Like that is the one guy who could rival him, just because of how Wemby's playing though is so difficult because he's added the Giannis bag. Like it's like a
Yep.
euro, and
He's
then he's like, I'm near the rim, I'm gonna dunk it. And like every time now, you can see there's like a switch in his brain. That like when he gets near the rim, he's like, oh, I can dunk it. Like I'm just gonna dunk it. And he's just
that's
like,
like
why am I? Yeah,
I think that's what Shaq said that unlocked him when he was in like high school or something. He's like his coach or his dad or something was like, just dunk it. Like,
yeah. What are we
what are you
doing?
doing? What are you doing? And Shaq is like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Like, yeah. And then he made an entire career off of just
yeah.
that.
That's what I'm saying.
Um,
It is very simple. It just I think that it, for some reason there's like some mental block for him though to actually be able to go like I can do this thing. And now it's like I said, the difference between like the really great players and like the Hall of Fame players, in my opinion, is like the
mhm,
ability to actually impose your will onto others. Like it's not just like again the greatest players do it consistently night in and
mhm,
night out. They get to the spots that they want to get to. They don't really you can't give them anything. They are taking everything on a nightly basis.
mm,
And
yeah.
watching Wimby, it's like it's not waiting for anything. Like again, it's like pump fake, and next thing you know, it's a reverse slam, and his feet aren't even moving the ground to jump, and it's an and one too. Which, by the way, Anthony Davis, Anthony Davis, you're on my fantasy team. I need more from you. I can't believe I locked that game in.
He's You locked it in.
I locked it in because again, with Anthony Davis, he could play one minuscule average game and then he's fucked for a week and maybe a month. So I was like, if he
Uh,
plays semi decent, my rule for Anthony Davis is if he plays a little bit above his projection, I'm gonna lock him in.
okay.
Shout out Sleeper, by the way. Um,
Yeah, for
but
real.
that's like
No,
if he's a little bit above projection, 80 stamp it. I gotta have it just to play it safe.
yeah.
At least for the first couple weeks.
Yeah, you gotta see how he's doing.
Yeah,
I mean, I it's a new AD. He's put on a little bit more weight, which in
he
this
said he's gonna thin out though.
yeah, in this specific situation is like kind of the opposite of what you want, but maybe it's working for him. I don't know. I watched a lot of that game. I had the Timberwolves game on as soon as it
Yeah.
came on, so I had them both going on at the same time. So I'd like look up at times, but no, I mean, at the very beginning, at least, he was showing a lot of dominance off of what was it, Cooper Flag's first attempt.
The first
You know,
attempt, yeah.
first attempt. His first make was what, the second half? I don't know.
It's like a little mini pull up.
Yeah. I saw it, but it was pretty late, and he took a couple and then didn't shoot for a while. It was really interesting to start him at point guard. I think it's like the Rockets' fault. They're they're like they're
Yeah,
like, oh, we can do whatever we want actually. So
yeah.
I think what we're seeing right
Well, they
now,
learned too.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing right now is definitely kind of a transition into a kind of new basketball where we're looking for, I mean, it's been happening, but we're seeing new strides to get an advantage, get the edge over the other team.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like this thing I used to play, when I played 2K with my brother, we're like drafting teams and he'll pick up LeBron. He's like, I can put him at the one, right? LeBron's a point guard. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Yeah.
Like, I
You
picked
won
up the
the
dude who's like, I probably picked up like Gary Payton or something, or a good two-way guard who's like
stars of yesteryear.
6'3", 6'4". But yeah, no, put that 6'9" bulldozer at the one. That's so fine with me, absolutely. And so to me, that's like, yeah, I guess he played point guard for that one season, and he is a point guard kind of. He's positionless, really,
Yeah.
and now we're seeing that kind of take effect in the real world, where we're like, that old Nuggets lineup. You remember that, where they put Jokic
Mm-mm.
at like the one? They had like
Oh,
that
yeah.
tall ass lineup for that one game, and I think teams are just like, oh, we're down a point guard, and that was the commonality between both of those Texas teams, is that Fred
Yeah.
VanVleet is out, Kyrie Irving is out. Definitely not starting D'Angelo Russell now.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the biggest question mark. Because for me, with looking at some of that stuff, I mean, I can understand when you have guys who are getting, like, athletes are getting bigger and taller and be
Yeah.
still saying the same amount of skill. Like, again, somebody like the drawback used to be if you have a guy like who's your point guard and he's a tall like 6'6". I will
Mm.
not be caught with that. If he's like a tall guard, right, like LaMelo Ball, he's great offensively, great playmaker, great scorer, right? But he can't play defense. Like that's the drawback, pretty much. Like you have those tall guys who are offensive masterminds. Then you have a couple though, like Lonzo Ball, who have all the same intangibles, all the same offensive skill set, and then can play defense. Now it just becomes just like, all right, well, we need guys to like guard them. So it's like if you're gonna go against a team that does have like like they let LeBron go down the court, you need someone who can actually stop them defensively. And that's where you
Mm.
do lean on like an Amin Thompson. But
Mhm.
the drawback there is like you got defensive players trying to guard these. Again, LeBron at the one. I mean, what are you supposed to do with that? Like you're supposed to bring your forward and come out and like, oh, you guard him like all the way down court. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but for the most part, it's like if he's just running one, and it's like there's going to be a mismatch somewhere. And now you're seeing is like everyone's trying to combat that. It's like, especially if you got Wimby going down the court, like I mean that's terrifying. It's like you got him going down the court and facilitating the offense. Who is going to guard him? You cannot ask your center to sit at the perimeter the entire game guarding Wimby. You're going to look like an idiot. So I feel like now it's asking more and more of players. And again, I don't want to see the position like the point guard position die out, but it's like it's dangerous because like how they're treating it and the players who are like moving around more. It's like again, it's a little bit of positionless basketball, but there's like a if you get D'Lo in there instead of Cooper Flag, the offense does look somewhat smoother. And that's saying a lot because it's D'Angelo fucking Russell. Like
Right.
that's saying a lot if you say that the offense is going to look smoother putting D'Lo in over someone else. So
Yeah, we've both dealt with D'Lo in the past on our teams, and all the struggles with that.
yeah,
Man, I remember when I was in high school, and I remember the day D'Angelo Russell got traded to the Timberwolves. I was so excited
yeah,
because in my mind we're getting Brooklyn D'Angelo.
yeah. He fleeced the
We
shit
were
out of
not
you
we were
guys.
not in Brooklyn anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Ever
uh,
since then, it's been like downhill and downhill, and they
it
thought going back to Brooklyn. He's a guy who's gone back way too many times. By the way,
yeah,
it
and
feels awkward.
he's still relatively young. Like he has. God, I meant to make some coffee after I got off work, but I forgot. Was gonna have my mug with me and everything. It was gonna be like a whole thing. Like, yeah, this is Nathan doing his podcast with his mug.
That's good transparency.
Next time, or
Like,
we can cut away right now and reappear with my mug in my hand because no, I know you're strapped for time. But yeah, no, they definitely need a facilitator, and like Cooper Flag is a very good he's a good passer, he's a good ball handler, but giving him the responsibility of primary facilitator off
yeah,
rip is a lot. I mean, it's a lot for him. I mean, versus, you put VJ Edgecombe. We can talk about that now if
BJ
you'd like.
Edgecombe. Yeah, that's
You,
a guy. Matter of fact, I'm getting there. I'm getting those numbers. I'm getting those numbers pulled out because
mhm.
BJ Edgecombe, man, that's a guy. I have a lot of interesting thoughts about BJ Edgecombe, and it's not just him. It's like the whole situation as a whole. If you're a Sixers fan, VJ Edgecombe being good is good on two fronts. One,
Mm,
because I mean, again, you hit on your draft pick. Two is that it actually opens up so much more for you now. Like the idea of like I have this electric duo of Maxi and Edgecombe. Now you actually have a chance to like move in a direction that's not Embiid focused. Because like for
mm-hmm.
so long, their ceiling and their floor has been Joel Embiid. Whether or not like if he's good or if he's bad. Like that's been that he is the one who like moves the needle. But like
Mm,
having these two guys that could like run your team, that actually gives you some breathing room for once you go, we don't have to force Embiid to be here. We don't have to force him and try and make sure that he's healthy. Um, Again, I don't know what they shoot him up with to get him through more than a game a week. I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, like he had an entire offseason,
right.
and the first game of the season, he still doesn't look right. So, like to
Yeah.
me, it's like VJ Edgecombe being good opens up doors. Like it's not just like
Mm,
VJ Edgecombe is good, and I'm really glad we got a good player. Now you're talking about you have Maxi with Grimes right behind, and then you have Edgecombe with McCain right behind. Now your guard depth is almost insane enough to where you go, do we even want to keep those two guys? Are those now like assets? Because I mean, if you have a guy like Edgecombe and a guy like Maxi, you're gonna want to play them 33 minutes at least. So it's just
yeah.
like at that point, you don't have to spend so much money on their backups. It opens up so many doors just from this guy being him. Like just from him
Mm,
being good, he can change that franchise. But again, of course, he put ball in the hoop, and that's the main part. But it's
yeah.
still like there's a lot of other implications that are happening for him, like perform outperforming what I thought he'd do, especially in the first game.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And relating to the Cooper Flag situation, if Kyrie Irving or D'Angelo Russell was starting alongside Cooper Flag in that first game, I think we would have seen a lot more production from him,
Yeah,
and that's the luxury that VJ Edgecombe has is he has Tyrese Maxey right there with him. He's got
yeah.
Kyle Lowry play that game. He's still on the Sixers, right?
Kyle Lowry did not
He did
play.
not play.
Eric
Who else
Gordon did not
played?
play. Oh, surprise, surprise! Johnny Broom did not play. Like, oh wow,
Okay.
that guy couldn't get on the court. Joel, interesting factoid, by the way.
Mhm.
Joel Embiid currently jumps higher than Johnny Broom does, like at peak health. By the way,
Oh shit!
um, that's not a factoid. It's literally Johnny Broom can't jump though. I think it's like
Wow.
his
He's
NBA
six.
vert,
He's
like at the
6'10".
combine. I think that shit was like 7 inches, man. It was like the worst thing I'd ever seen. Dude could barely jump, but
Yeah.
that
Oh,
goes to show.
he's an older rookie.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
he did
he played
5
all his years.
years.
He played all his years.
I was gonna say when I see rookies older than me now, I'm like Unk over here, man. Yeah. See, before I was like, yeah, they should be, but we all hit that point eventually.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, the Sixers though, I was this discussion with my coworker again, going back to that. I'm thinking about it. I'm going, okay, struck gold with Tyrese Maxey,
yeah,
absolute bucket. Struck gold with freaking Jared McCain, right?
yeah.
A phenomenal player. In my opinion, would have won Rookie of the Year. A lot of people's opinion. This is not a hot take, but would have won Rookie of the Year had he played the whole year. Um, and then now VJ Edgecombe, another guard. They have three guys who are they're looking at as their future, who are all under 6'6". You know, and then they have Embiid, who is not has not taken them to that point yet, is not likely to take them to that point in the future, just given his injuries and how his career has been going since that championship. The most games he's ever played is in a season is 68,
All
and the
time, like
second
the whole time.
in any season he's played, it's 68, and that was 22 when he finished second in MVP voting, and
Mm,
the second most is 66 in 23 when he won MVP. And besides that, he's played fewer games every other season of his career.
wow.
And that's like that's not a, players have years where they get injured and it may derail them. It may just be a thing. Like when KD got hurt, 2015-ish, and he
Yeah,
was out for like that season and it was really bad. And he came back and he was still KD.
yeah,
And that's like a blip. And yeah, he's had a couple other injuries since then, but he comes back and he's still KD. And we don't think even he's like 37 now, right? And we're not even thinking, oh, KD, that injury prone guy,
yeah. You're
maybe
just thinking
maybe
he's
we
not finna do shit, really. Like that's what
well
he's not injury prone, but he definitely not doing shit. He getting his 20.
he's
He's getting
doing
his
stuff.
20 a game, and he's like going home. But my
Yeah.
thing is like at that point, it's like again, I'm letting like all right, do your thing and get out of there. And the Rockets
Yeah.
now is even worse because they're maybe not even really getting the ball like he needs to be getting it. But like again, with KD, I feel like you don't really scare people no more. It's like you get in, you get your 20 points, you get out. And trust me, there's a lot of players like that get their 20 and just go home. There's a
Yeah.
couple of them. KD's one of them. Devin Booker, that shit does not scare me. Go and take your 20. We can go home, call it a night.
Oh,
And
he's
there's
going back. He's going back to. He's going to score another 70-point game in a loss. We've hit that point in his career. He's
yeah,
got no.
so that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
dude. If you're dropping 70 and losing, you think 25 per game is scaring me? It's like it's
Yeah.
John Morant, Lamelo Ball, Zion Williamson. These are guys that all can like again. You can stuff the stat sheet, but like, what does that
Yeah.
matter? Like those aren't accumulating wins more often than not. So it's like it's just not. Those are not scary. Those are not
Yeah.
scary.
I don't know who's going to get more this season. Devin Booker in wins or his two teammates, because Grayson Allen's on the Suns still, I believe. Grayson
Yeah.
Allen and Dylan Brooks with technical fouls.
Mm.
That's going to be a close one, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Who's?
That
Oh, they
they
got the old Hornets centers as their centers now, I think.
The old Hornet centers. Oh, they
Yeah,
have Mark Williams, and then they have
Nick
no. I think
Richards.
they drafted the one guy of
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah, the
say
dude from Duke.
yeah, I was gonna say Duke,
Yeah.
yeah. So
See,
he
now, see, I need to catch up with all the rookies now because I don't watch college ball, so I gotta
yeah,
like learn all the names and get familiar all of a sudden.
the best thing they could do in order to really bridge the gap between college and NBA, honestly, if they would have brought back the EA whoever would have brought back the college basketball games.
mm,
Those games, not only are they entertaining, but they literally bridge the gap in between like knowing all because like you get on the game, you're playing with these like guys, and you're being able to see like oh like yeah like this is what this guy's tough, and then when the draft comes,
mm,
like oh I know that guy from the game, and that's what college football does. At least for me, I get on that. And I'm
mm,
like oh when the draft comes, I actually know who my team is drafting. We're behind the ball, couldn't get it out for the first game, but we can
mm.
get out our top five in our rankings for this season. Because
Absolutely,
I do want to get into that, and I do
for
want
sure,
to yeah. I'll start with my breakout player because it's the most relevant.
sure.
Because again, it looks kind of. I knew it was going to be a bumpy start, but
Mm,
my breakout player for the new season is Amen Thompson, and I'm gonna stick with
interesting.
that even though the first one was tough. I do think about like the 1 to 2 mark that Amin Thompson is gonna or 1 to 2 month break mark. You're gonna eventually see some type of development with his game. My thing is, like I said, they got defensive players who are they're forcing to go into like a point guard role. Now, if he can actually take on that point guard role, I mean, he's gonna be really good if he can get his playmaking down. He's got to get a little more efficient. He shot 0 for 7 on three. It's not the best. He had like a 5 to 4 assist to turnover ratio. It still
Hmm.
wasn't the best. That team did not look overall the best either. And it's similar situation to Cooper Flagman, where you have guys who are, again, that's not their position, but you're throwing them in there. So I'm
Hmm.
gonna stick by Amen Thompson. I'm not gonna change it because I wrote this down before the season, so I'm gonna stick to my guns.
All right. Um, yeah, I think that's a good pick. I mean, he's definitely been like pretty hyped up just because of his performance in the playoffs and his performance last year as a defender. And he didn't put up like a ton of points per game, but he's definitely like can score for sure.
Yeah,
And especially with Şengün with him, that's going to be it's just a good combination. And with Kevin Durant now to take a little bit of the pressure off, that helps too. Sometimes I'm like when a new scorer and a high volume scorer comes onto a team, how will this affect the scoring of other players? And
yeah,
sometimes their scoring is going to go down because they're not getting the ball as much, but sometimes their scoring is going to go up because of the gravity of that new player. If they are of the tier that Kevin Durant is, where the focus of the defense is more on him. I mean, you remember the Olympics talking about KD with
Oh yeah,
Jokic's coach. My
and that's
gosh,
insane because he's on a team of the greatest in the league,
right,
and getting that type of attention is it's uncalled for. It's like, and again, mine is like Curry's like
right,
that's the thing. My thing was is that it's just like y'all were, and again, no disrespect to Kevin Durant, but it's like we're locked in on Kevin Durant, and we're gonna pretend like the rest of the team isn't the rest of who the rest of the team is.
yeah.
There's other stuff.
Um, but yeah, no. So I think with KD being there, it's going to be a little bit easier for him in terms of his offense, which is in turn going to help his defense as well too, which is already elite, right?
Yeah.
So I really like that pick. So mine, I was thinking about, and I've been thinking about, I've been wanting my team to trade back for him this offseason, which I don't know how likely that is, but even less likely after this first game of his, which really confirmed him as my pick for what do we say, most improved
Breakout
or
player.
breakout player? Breakout player. He's my pick for my breakout player, and that is Walker Kessler.
Yes.
Walker Kessler, I'm pretty high on. He is a great defender. He's a solid big. He's young. He's been in the league for what, 3 years now or so. He's on,
I want to say
unfortunately,
three.
a not too great of a team, although they had a very good game yesterday, and he's on my. I drafted him to my fantasy team, and when I see him, I think we have Rudy Gobert, who has been, has his upside, but really, really has his downside. And his downside for a lot of people, I think, stands out more than what he brings on the defensive end. And when I look at Walker Kessler, I think, okay, he also defends the rim at a high level, maybe not as well as Gobert, but I think he's a little bit more useful on offense.
Yeah, he's got a deeper bench
And
for sure.
yeah, no, and then he's also a lot younger. Rudy Gobert is not getting better this year than he was last year, and he's not getting
Yeah.
better next year than he is this year. He's gonna be worse. He's getting up there. And so a guy like Walker Kessler is really exciting because he already is very good on that end. But I just looked this up right now because I was curious about this. But he had a really great game the other night. I think last night he went 7 for 7 from the field, got like 4 blocks and 2 steals.
Mm.
But the thing that really, really stood out to me, and it comes back to this whole evolution of the game that we're seeing, where it's great to be this big man who can score in the paint and block shots and get rebounds. That would have gotten you so far 25 years ago.
Yeah.
But right now you have to add a little bit more, or you're going to kind of stay, you're not going to really grow too much. I look at Nick Claxton. He was a guy I was really excited about, and he hasn't really done too much
Mm.
since I was excited about him. it's been like
Yeah.
it's been like 3 years, and I'm like, okay, what is
This is
he
the
is
jump. This year's the jump.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But Walker Kessler went 2 for 2 from the three yesterday, and
Yeah.
I didn't watch the game. I don't know what the shots looked like. I should probably go review that later. But
At 30 down, 31 and a half.
but
Who tunes
I
out?
see him as a non-shooter.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And so I'm looking at his game logs last year, and he's taken, ready? He's had
Yep.
11 games last season out of 58 where he attempted a three.
Mm.
5 of which he attempted 1 3. 2 he attempted 2. 1 he attempted 5. 2 he attempted 6, and 1 he attempted 8. And the only one out of those 11 games where he made more than 1 3,
Yeah.
all right, which means he went 1 for 8 in that 8 attempt game,
Yeah.
is one of the times he attempted 2, and he went 2 for 2. Other than that, he's scored a 3-pointer in at least one 3-pointer in a game 5 times last season, right? So this is virtually a non-shooter, someone who a
Yeah.
defense can leave completely alone. So off rip, he ties his season high from last season in game 1 of this year.
And the same amount of shots.
That's
Yeah.
that's interesting to me. That is exciting to me. That is a step that someone is taking. It reminds me of like every offseason when we see Ben Simmons hitting threes in the gym, or we see
Yeah.
Rudy go. I see every season, not every. We've had like maybe 2 or 3 off seasons with Rudy Gobert. I'll see, oh, Rudy Gobert is in the gym and he's getting shots up. This, he might be evolving his game. Absolutely not.
And I do want to take a pause there, right? The one thing I hate the most with NBA offseason is, bro, what player is not in the gym working on their shots? Like, everybody posts that. Like, he's in the gym working on shots. What the fuck else would they be doing? Like,
Yeah.
I genuinely try to wrap my head around it. And even if they are, they're like, Ben Simmons getting a shot right. That's amazing. That's amazing for him. He should be doing that. And I would expect that probably more than 50% of their summer is spent shooting some type of basketball. It's like,
Yeah.
when they post that, I'm just like, yeah, no shit, dude. Like, Rudy
Yeah.
Gobert's working on his shots. Yeah. But that's
if you filmed me in the gym when I go and I shoot around for like an hour, you'll get a little clip of me.
You'll get some clips.
Hitting everything.
Yeah,
I'll be hitting everything. Right.
He's looking good, ready for the season.
Right. And I'm 5'10". I'm talking about a small, a relatively small court. This NBA 7'1" man can have the greatest highlights ever in an open gym, and it just means nothing. That should be regular. The worst shooter in the NBA should be knocking down shots in practice, no problem.
He's like,
it's a whole different level where you're in. Going from a gym to a game is so wildly different. I don't even need to say this. We all know this. It's a given. But this is the kind of thing where I'm like, all right, if he can show this first week, I'm gonna be keeping tabs on him since he's on my team, of course, and he's my pick for breakout player.
Yeah.
But if he can show this, and he's saying to defenses, hey, you actually have to pay attention to me at the 3-point line, that is turning him into, maybe not 20-point per game scorer, but a guy who, kind of like a Brook Lopez, but with rebounding. A Miles Turner, maybe a little bit less than a Miles Turner. I think he can ceiling at Miles Turner for sure. I think he could hit that. But he is a rebounder, better so than those two. And, sure, they're at the 3-point line a lot. They're stretching the floor, so they're not going to be getting a lot of rebounds. But I still think they're somewhat weak. I'll say Jaren Jackson is a prime example of that kind of big shooter, defender who cannot rebound for anything. But yeah, adding that 3-point shot, and every team wants that. You know who really wants that? The Lakers.
And look, that does out of all the things that we wrote down in preparation for this, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at all of it. And my top 5 of each position is garbage. I'm gonna throw it away. I can't, none of those are right anymore. My top 10, I can tell you one thing. Throw it away. My number 9 is Joel Embiid. I don't even believe that. I can't even lie there.
I need to tell you something. I also had Joel Embiid as my number 9. I swear to God. And I right before we started recording, I went back to my spreadsheet and I went, nah, he's out of here.
Yeah. Guys, you were getting that in a different video because my shit is cooked. Like as soon as I looked down just now, I was like, I know there's no negative. I was like,
I mean, we can always change them. These are our predictions, obviously, but I did want to have on the website. Check it out, guys. Allagame.com. We got some cool stuff coming.
Number one sports website, number one sports podcast, and number one sports YouTube. By the way, but the one thing I can confidently deliver outside of the player positions, because that one's going to require additional thinking. My Lakers outlook, I could give you that. Because again, I got my favorites to win the championship, and I think that most people probably share the same. I would find it hard to believe that someone is picking outside of OKC. Like that's my opinion. Like my favorite to win is like I don't know how you look at the last season and you go like, nah, like I picked mine. And if you do though, that's fine. I would love to hear it. But OKC just seems like such a strong, heavy favorite.
I think they have the. I saw a video recently. I'm pretty sure they have the highest player retention from last season. So they barely made any moves in the offseason, and I think. Is Nikola Topic playing now?
Like actually healthy.
Was he on the court the other night?
Get that pulled out. I know he accepted his ring and everybody laughed, saying like, "Who's coming out to get it?"
Was he like the first player to get a ring without ever playing a game in his NBA career? Was that the statistic?
Wow, I cannot believe this. He actually did not play on Tuesday. So
Okay.
he still has
Is
not played a
he's not
game.
healthy? Because
He hasn't
he has
played
a
an
lot
NBA
of
game.
yeah, I know. He has a lot of upside though. I know. They were very high on him, and
For
it's
sure.
just like so fitting for OKC to just get another guy.
Yeah.
Just get a
It's like they had Poku already, and they threw away Poku like he was nothing. So it's like you guys
yeah.
already got everybody. But an interesting thing with OKC, with all the players that they had out, they had Kyron Williams out, Nikola Topic, Jalen Williams, and
Mm.
Isaiah Joe all out, and they get the win. And Isaiah Joe, I love Isaiah Joe.
Forgot Jalen
That's
Williams is
that's
out.
missing. That's missing a lot of players to still be competing with a team that, again, a lot of people consider as I don't want to say contenders because I think Kevin Durant has had too many contender teams.
I'm calling them contenders. The Rockets.
I'm gonna
Uh,
say with Fred VanVleet, I'd feel more comfortable saying it. Right
okay,
now, I don't.
that's fair. That's fair. I can get on board with that.
And it's for go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. I didn't really have anything much.
It's for a similar reason though. Is like the reason why I wouldn't put them too much without Fred VanVleet is the same thing as my Lakers outlook, right? So I like giving a peek into my favorite team.
Hmm.
My outlook for them was a lot higher before
Hmm.
Tuesday. Which again, for parity's sake, I am going to keep the same. I'm going to keep the same take that I had. When I looked at the Lakers, I looked at again a relatively strong offensive team. So I think it is enough that's going to get us over the hump of some of the teams that are just lacking. And I had us at 50 and 32. And to me, now it's a bit generous, but I just at 50 and 32. And I thought that we'd still be battling for a really tough position because in the West, it's really not that good. In the East, hey, you're a 3 seed, brother. You win 45 games, you're a 3 seed. But in the West, 50 gets you, I mean, it legitimately guarantees you maybe a play in game. But looking at us, it's the same reason why I don't give the Rockets that much is when you're missing such a pivotal piece. I mean, how do you like until you fix that? Like, how do you really judge that team? Like, you don't have a point guard, I gotta look at you funny. You don't have a center, I gotta look at you even more funny. What are we doing? It's just like my 50 and 32. I mean, I'm gonna stick to my guns because I'm gonna like hope and pray that they're gonna figure it out. But truth be told, that is looking more like literally probably 500. It's a brutal team to watch. Like I said, the Rockets were still able to compete without their point guard, which is what I respect about their going out against OKC. Which I could, if you called them a contender, I don't think you're crazy. The Lakers, however, I thought you were crazy in the offseason to say it, and now to say it, it almost feels just like I don't know, like it's being delusional.
I
Yeah, you're good.
genuinely I could not conceive like a situation in which the um the Lakers can beat the Thunder with Chet and Hartenstein out there. Who's doing anything about that? You know, I have no like most teams are like struggling with it already with whoever their center is or
Yeah,
centers. I don't know what the Lakers are gonna do. You know, and like Shea and Luca would go at it. I mean, God, you got to throw LeBron down there, and that's also bad news. But
yeah.
I mean, you don't have to throw LeBron. You have Aiton, and you're just gonna deal with that. You
Well,
know.
yeah, I mean, you have Aiton and Hayes, and again, ideally, you just play your center because not because your center is the best center that you like could possibly get, but it's your center. Like again, a center like trying to guard one of theirs is probably better than us trying to have a guy like Dorian Finney-Smith like out of his position for
Mm.
5 games of a 7-game series, and then go. That didn't work. So for the Lakers, it's like again, I do think even for like the Rockets, the Lakers, like find actual fixes to these positions,
Mm.
which I appreciate that they got a center. I'm glad that they didn't just go get a power forward like they did Anthony Davis and say, "You do
I
this."
mean, at least he can do something.
At
You
least he can
know,
do something, but
he
it's
can. He doesn't like to play that role, but he can do it.
he can. But I think it's detrimental to some of for Amin Thompson. I'm banking on the fact it's going to be like a positive thing for his career. But for
Mm.
some other people, Cooper Flag, that's a big ass negative right now. It makes him look. It puts him in an incredibly like difficult situation of not being able to run next to a point guard. Like you said earlier, it pays to have like a very good point guard next to you, like with Edgecombe, like with
Yeah.
like with Dylan Harper, and like again any of these like young guys who are just stepping foot, just to just have it doesn't even have to be an all star, just a competent point guard, a competent teammate. So I mean he
Yeah.
does have competent teammates, but like I said, without a point guard to really run the show, it does get rather difficult.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to take that and relate it to my team a little bit.
Yeah,
Because I mean, our starting point guard last year is he's pushing 60, man. He's getting up there.
yeah.
And now he's coming off the bench. He played like 13 minutes or something. So who do we
Who
have
started?
that fills it? Right, great question. It was Dante DiVincenzo, who I would start at point guard
Yeah,
on our roster. Like that's before they even announced the lineup. I had that in my mind as like that is our starting five this year. And like
yeah.
Dante DiVincenzo isn't a bad point guard. He can play point guard. He's not elite. He's a good shooter and he's a good defender. So he's like it's a really weird thing where he's a 3 and D guy who's also just running point, you know.
It's weird. Yeah,
And and like Anthony Edwards is going to take the ball up a lot, and he's really. I mean, he had 1 assist last night, but he can pass. You know, it's not like he can't
mm,
pass. He averages like 4 or 5 assists typically, and so they're likely just going to be play more team ball as far as I'm concerned. And like, unfortunately, what it's looking like at the moment is like, all right, now I'm gonna do something, and then Randall gets the ball. Okay, no, I'm gonna do something,
yeah,
and I don't love that style. It would be great if they played by committee a little bit more. Um, and you know, so we have Conley off the bench. We have Dante DiVincenzo, who's really a 2 guard playing combo guard right now.
yeah.
So who's left after that?
Was
I was
Was
hoping we would.
Dillingham able to do anything?
So Dillingham, did he get? I don't think he got any minutes. No, he did not. He might. I don't know if he's
Mm,
on the injury list right now or not. But he did not play. It says that there are no current injuries on Basketball Reference, at least.
yeah,
But he didn't play. But he's kind of like our point guard of the future. You know, he's shifty as hell,
yeah.
and people were really excited about drafting him, and he's shown promise, especially as a facilitator. Like whenever I see his like preseason games or the few minutes he plays, I'm like, oh, he didn't score a ton, even though that was like the main point of his impact when we drafted him. Uh,
Right, to see
but
him
he
not getting minutes though is
but
question.
he but every time I see that, I'm like, "Oh, he only scored 5 points in, like, 15 minutes or something." But then I see he had, like, 5 assists also, and I'm like, "Oh, like, he's passing more than he is shooting," right?
Yeah,
Is what I'm picking up, which is good. That's awesome. We need that for sure.
yeah.
Um, but no, I was really hoping we would make a move in the offseason, and it just didn't happen. We didn't do too much. Oh,
I mean that
so yeah, so that's rough, but the point guard isn't our biggest issue, I don't think. I mean, we're dealing with it, and like obviously is what he is right now in his career. So
clearly,
we
yeah.
and you know, 2 years in a row we made the Western Conference Finals. So it's like, how badly do we truly need a great point guard on this team?
Yes, okay.
Um,
Not badly, but I'd say
but
I've won it.
yeah,
Yeah,
but you know, Anthony Edwards, he needs to continue to jump and make jumps, and he as far as I'm concerned, you know, in the first half, I was like, "Oh, he's missing a couple shots." You know, I don't love that, but you know, dudes will miss. But he went. I checked it at the end yesterday. He went 5 for 10 from three.
yeah. Good percentage.
Awesome.
Yeah,
He went 14 for 28 from the field. Perfect 50% across those two. 8 for 8 from the free throw line, which I was detecting a little bit more foul drawing, which
mm,
I think has been a thing where I'm like, if you can't beat them, join them. As I'm seeing him play
uh,
against SGA
but
last
don't
off
say that
season
if
or
it's a don't say
postseason.
that if it's a 7-4 though. 7-4.
All right, don't get me started on that.
Yeah,
But yeah, like he is, you know, he is himself. He's gonna score. He said he made it his mission to set a career high against every team this season.
yeah.
especially against the worst team,
Yeah.
the not so great teams.
Did he
And so
accomplish
he
that
did,
last
he
night?
huh?
Did he accomplish that last night? Like, is that like his highest scored against them?
I don't know if this is a team or a high against the Blazers, but he did set a record for most points in a Timberwolves season debut. So
Hey, enough.
can't
That's enough.
can't complain.
Yeah, he got
And he
one.
had Drew Holiday and the rest of the guys from the Trailblazers on him. So as far as performances go, he put up good numbers on solid efficiency against great defenders. So I'm really happy with that. Julius Randle puts up a very, very typical 19 points a game, like 7 rebounds, six
Run
assists.
so
Like,
fast, he fell out of his shoe.
but he also went 3 for 5, and like everyone's biggest criticism when he got to Minnesota, I wasn't thrilled. Carl
Yeah.
Anthony Towns was my favorite player before Anthony Edwards came around. And that's of course heartbreaking, but I knew it was going to come eventually. I mean, that's the number one question people ask me,
Yeah.
or used to ask me was, "What are you going to do when Carl Anthony Towns leaves?" Um,
I never
but
realized that was a question, to be honest.
oh yeah, no, I used to get it all the time from basketball fans because for whatever reason it was really strange to people that I was a Minnesota fan, all the way over here near DC. But by the way, a lot more Minnesota fans than you would think whenever I go to Wizards games. All right, that's all I'm
Mhm.
saying. So, he gets to Minnesota, everyone's going, "Oh, there goes their spacing. Where's Anthony Edwards gonna, go bare and Julius Randle?"
Which is mind-boggling to me
And
because
it's like,
yeah, I think
yeah,
like he wasn't an MVP candidate. Like he was doing
yeah.
fantastic things that one season.
I mean, all right, let me look at Julius Randle's 3-point shooting. All right. New York, last season in New York, 31%, not amazing. But he still shot 5 a game. Season before that, 34%. That's around
Mm.
average, possibly slightly above average. 8 threes a game. That's not a guy who's not spacing the floor. Back in 21, in 71 games, on 5.5 attempts per game, he was above 40%. Back in 2021 when he was an MVP, not MVP candidate for real, like number
Yeah,
8 in voting, but like
he was
all
mentioned
NBA,
before.
all NBA second team. Like, did he suddenly become the worst shooter? Like, I understand he's not the most efficient, but he's not terrible. And so he gets to Minnesota, he shoots 34% for the season last year, not terrible. In the playoffs, jumps up to 38.5%.
Mm.
Especially, sorry to bring it up again,
Go ahead.
especially against the Lakers, he went wild.
Which again, there's a negative to that. He disappeared in the following round.
Yeah. Well, he was good against the Warriors, but in that first series, he
Mm.
was 39% from 3
I
on
think
almost 6 attempts a game.
I'm not sure if the numbers reflect it, but since the Lakers series, that it felt like they had just gone down, kind of taken a step down each round following that, which was weird to
Um,
me because to me it just was like it was at such a high level again, and that could be because the Lakers
uh,
were dog shit.
I don't know. I mean, his worst performance was in game 1 against the Warriors when we lost, and he had like 18 points, but after that, he had 24, 24, 31, and 29.
Mm.
It's really when we got to OKC that it got difficult.
Yeah,
So he goes 28 in the first game, and then we just get fucking obliterated. And I don't know, we got more obliterated in the first game. But I
yeah,
think it was actually that first game, I think it was like he was doing well in like the first half, and then it fell off. And
yeah.
then game 2, he puts up 6 points. Game 3, we won, and that was ridiculous. That is like my favorite little factoid. Terrence Shannon Jr. outscored every player on the OKC Thunder in Game 3 of that series
That's ridiculous
for no reason, for
for no reason.
very limited minutes as well. 5 points in Game 4
Mm.
from Julius Randle. I mean,
Yeah,
and then
uh,
24 points in the last game. So it's like it's not so much that he disappeared for the series. He disappeared in 2 games, in 2 very important games. It was the game to secure a win in an away game,
Yeah.
couldn't get that done. And then the game to, put OKC Thunder up 3-1,
Okay.
he couldn't get it done, and, he's playing the OKC Thunder. So, it's not
And
awesome. I wasn't thrilled about that. His three-point shooting got pretty worse after the first series. So I don't know. For the whole playoffs though, he shot 38.5%. So it's not like he's it really is less about how good of a shooter Julius Randle is and more why are people saying he doesn't space the floor at all?
yeah, that was a ridiculous thing to have to be put out there.
But yeah, he did his thing. Jaden McDaniels is the guy who I'm really waiting for to make that jump.
Yeah.
We already know he can guard everyone. We know he can shoot. In the playoffs, he always shoots better in the playoffs for some reason. But he went 3 for 4 last night. Had 18 points, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks, and a steal. Very solid Jaden McDaniels performance. It's not something that last season I would have expected to see a lot, but
Yeah.
um, if he can keep up this kind, like if this is like a lower end performance for him this season, I would be over the moon. Like this.
I think he's gonna end up having a solid season.
I mean, he's capable of it. He just has to stay consistent. Nas Reed, not a great game, but he's very on and off. He fluctuates, and he can really do some great stuff for us at times. The real focal point for me, can you guess who it is?
Well, on the Timberwolves,
Yeah,
uh, oh,
yeah.
we
And this
already
is
discussed Dante
someone
and
right, someone who I haven't mentioned.
I'm terrified to say your focal point is going to be Rudy Gobert.
No, no, no. Rudy Gobert
Yeah,
had 6 rebounds in 32 minutes, so he's in the
yeah, no,
same park as DeAndre Ayton right now
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
uh
Who is it?
Terrence Shannon Jr., man.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
Terrence Shannon Jr., he only had 10 points, okay?
Yeah,
But he played 25 minutes, which is a little bit lower than other people. I think fifth most on the team. Uh he shot 2 for 2 from 3.
efficient ball,
What's
ethical
four,
hoops.
four, 4 for 7 from the field. Very solid efficiency. Only had those 10 points. I'm looking at the stats, right? And I'm like, yeah, when I was watching, he really wasn't scoring too much. He had 5 rebounds and 5 assists,
Mm, no
along
stocks.
with his 10 point. A steal.
10-5-5 is respectable.
10
10-5-5
5
is
5 is
one.
very respectful for a guy who went. What was he picked up? He was picked up late first round,
He was
right?
late.
Yeah, 27th pick. Very solid performance from him. I mean, he did very well in the minutes that he got in the playoffs as kind of
Kyle Kuzma type of pick.
as a guy who can come off the bench and just energize because he's extremely athletic. 6'6".
Yeah,
Um, he can get us some points when we need it, but if he's going to be rebounding and passing as well, he's just going to be a great off the bench guy, and that's what we need more than anything. We need dudes to come in when Anthony Edwards comes off.
yeah.
So he's
Gotta have
you know
somebody.
he's a wing, and so he's going to get those shooting guard small forward minutes, which is great. We need that for sure. I'm definitely missing Nickeil Alexander Walker a bit. Um,
Yeah, not picking up pieces and then losing pieces is definitely that's brutal.
yeah, no, he was a guy that we really liked, but um,
I get paid.
actually, I think he was like part of the reason that Towns got traded. Like we needed to be able to afford guys like Nas Reed, um,
Yeah,
and Nickeil Alexander Walker, if I remember
which is
correctly, but
very odd to
it,
be like.
it might have been someone else. I don't know. That was just kind of a bummer because like I wish we could have at least gotten. And then this is just obviously wishful thinking, just like something in return for that or
You
some
want
kind of situation that could have helped us, but
you
you know,
want something out of those players, which I mean, luckily the Lakers were able to get something out of Russell Westbrook. So it's not like I mean,
yeah,
there's situations where it's like you want to get you're gonna have to move on from someone like you want to get something in return.
yeah,
For the most part, I mean, it seems like both teams both left both left some things to be desired, which is fine. Game one, I think, should do that for most teams. If anybody
Mm,
watched like their team and went, no, they satisfied, they checked all the boxes. It's like they'd kind of be lying, just because like it should leave you wanting a little bit more. And
yeah.
yeah, I don't think that there's any teams that I felt like just like every single box checked. There are some teams that did live up a little bit of my expectations,
Uh,
and one being, and it kind of goes into the last one that we had, the last topic that we had, which was the dark horse, like a team
uh,
you're rooting for, and mine was the Orlando Magic, and they look very well together. The Desmond Bain addition, honestly, it looks as good as everyone thought it was going to look. Again, it's not one of those moves where everybody kind of like overreacts and like Desmond Bain, he just broke the league. It was one of those things where it's like it's a very good additional piece to do with what they're doing over there. And I mean, they played well. They got the win over the Miami Heat. I don't know. They're my dark horse. There's some I do think that towards the I do think that they make a second round to potentially even third round push, especially when you got the Celtics and the Pacers who are both out of really
mm.
contention and trying to go for it. Already in a weak Eastern Conference, I definitely think that the Magic could get to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's my pick for dark horse at least. And luckily, my team picks stayed the same. Better than my player rating. But yeah, I think the Magic can get it done.
No, I think they have a lot going for them right now for sure. I really like. I mean, when I heard about that Desmond Bain trade, I was shocked. I
Yeah.
felt like they gave up very little for him.
Mm,
So whenever you have that kind of situation, especially with a team that kind of has every other position filled, maybe a little bit weaker at the center with Wendell Carter Jr., but
yeah.
not horribly, not horrible. Um,
Yeah. I
I
think
I think I think they get put in a really good position. And like I don't know what qualifies for a horse necessarily because
I'd say I'd
because
say
like I mean people were pretty high on the Magic, I want to say, but honestly, I feel like
yeah.
it's just like it's got to be well, on one hand, I'm like an Eastern Conference team is a lot easier to say these guys can get to the finals,
Yeah.
But
Fair.
a Western Conference team, I think, is easier to throw into the dark
I
horse
have a Western.
category
Yeah, I do
because
have a Western Conference team.
anyone but the Thunder is like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Nuggets, and I know that's not a hot take or too much of a dark horse,
Yeah.
but
It's valid.
and they won just a few years ago, but that pickup of Cameron Johnson instead of, putting him in the starting lineup instead of Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
is huge to me. We're talking about
On my
defensive
fantasy team, by the way.
upside. Say again?
On my fantasy team, by the way. And
Yeah.
I'm expecting a big game from tonight.
Yeah. You got a guy who, was on the Nets last year. He's been on a finals team before, so he has the experience.
Yeah.
Um, with the Suns. He plays for the Nets, who are, obviously not doing anything at all.
Yeah.
But he's their best player. You could argue Cam Thomas, but yeah. So
Also.
so getting him on a team here, he's got a great mentality. I love those clips over the summer of like him talking on a podcast about ball, and
Yeah.
then contrasting that with Michael Porter Jr. on a podcast talking about God knows
My
what.
vice is women. My
Right,
brother's
right.
like a gambling addict.
Uh,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
definitely polar opposite.
Yeah, no, so I think that is gonna be huge. You got a guy who's just gonna be, I think, a more well-rounded team player. I mean, he's played with some great he used to play with Chris Paul, and that's definitely gonna have an impact
Mm,
on him in a way. I mean, I think everyone who plays with Chris Paul gets a little bit better in terms of how they think about the game, for sure.
absolutely.
Um I mean, he's a player coach. And so having him, Christian Brown is, I expect to just continue to be getting better. I mean, he's shown himself to be a great two-way guard, not undersized either, which is just another edge that they get to have in the league,
Yeah.
because he could be the same guy and be 2 inches shorter, and I don't think they'd be as good, obviously. And that's not a bold statement at all, but it helps to have your shooting guard be what is he 6'6", 6'5", or something. And so if they can stay healthy, if Jamal Murray can stay healthy, if Aaron Gordon can stay healthy. I don't know if Aaron Gordon was a huge concern. I just remember Jamal Murray being out one for a little bit
Yeah.
that one year. But that's a really great starting five. They got Bruce Brown back.
Yeah.
That's huge.
They
I
got good
mean,
depth pieces.
they got
Jonas Valanciunas. Yeah, I
yeah, I
almost
was
forget.
gonna
Yeah,
say
yeah,
Jonas Valanciunas, right?
yeah.
Who
Jonas
I
Valanciunas.
was like, oh, is he leaving the league for a second? Do you
Oh
remember
yeah,
that? Where
yeah.
he was like,
Yeah, he's debating
yeah,
it.
all right, no, why would you leave this team? This team is great. You get to be back up to Jokic. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Um, so I think they have a ton of upside. Uh, the Nuggets are an interesting team for me because as much as I love beating them, and we did
yeah,
it so much last year, like regular season playoffs in 2024. It was freaking awesome. I was really hopeful that the Nuggets could, because if anyone was going to beat the Thunder last season in the Western Conference, it was going to be the Nuggets. They got them to the 7 games. Did the Clippers also? I can't remember.
the
Or
Clippers
was that
took
against
him.
the Nuggets?
I think that I
I
think the
can't. I
Clippers and
can't
the
remember who
Nuggets
played
went.
who.
Yeah,
But I mean, if they're being that competitive last season and they're even better this year, I think for me, I think they have the best chance to beat the Thunder at least in the playoffs. But Jokic, spoiler alert, number one player on my top 10. Uh,
yeah,
like he's just unbelievable, and he is a defensive liability. Don't get me wrong, to an extent,
yeah. To an
but
extent.
he he is so wildly good offensively in such a way that it elevates his team, and it's overwhelming how good he is on offense.
Yeah,
And so just that compared with him getting Cam Johnson next to him now, who I think
yeah,
is just going to be a better guy to pass to than Michael Porter Jr. I think that's going to be huge for Jokic having Bruce Brown back. I heard Bruce Brown as soon as he got to Toronto was like, "Oh no, I
really.
I messed up. Take me
Yeah,
back, guys." So I'm really happy he's back. I was really bummed to see him go, but yeah, as a guy who loves to see my team destroy the Nuggets, I really like the Nuggets. I really
yeah,
do, and it sucks to say they're division rivals with us, but I can't really dislike them that much. They play
yeah,
good basketball. They're well constructed. I was Mike Malone's not with him anymore, right? He got fired.
yeah. He's now hating on them.
Yeah, 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 he got fired. Yeah, yeah.
It's
I'm
cushy,
like, is that?
compensating job.
I was like, it's happened so often that coaches who we
They're
thought were doing a
yeah,
great job got fired. That I'm like, was this one of those cases? I can't
yeah.
remember.
Their interim head coach stepped in, and apparently it was again he was just like a very respected coach, and that was like his
Yeah,
way to
yeah.
keep them afloat, and then that's what they eventually.
David
Uh,
Adelman.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he used to be with Minnesota too, back years ago.
And so now he
But
gets the
he's
first full season with them too, and get to see what that really looks like for him.
yeah. I mean, he was wow. He's been with Denver since 2018. So that's
Yeah.
great for the Nuggets because it's like you have a guy who already knows the right way to run this team, who's been with them for so long. He's been with Jokic for most of Jokic's career. I mean, he
Yeah.
got drafted in 14, didn't play the 15 season. I don't think he played the 16 season. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, most of Jokic's career, David Adelman's been there. So, they've got great coaching. They've got a great starting lineup. They've got great depth. I don't know too many teams that have all of that going for them besides the Thunder. I mean, the
Yeah.
Knicks obviously have a great starting lineup, but that's kind of where it ends. Maybe Deuce
Yeah.
McBride off the bench, but like that's every time I watch them play, I'm like, oh yeah, it's all
He's his moment.
it's 5 out of those 6 guys. I don't know how the new coach has been running it though. I watched a little bit of the end of that game versus the Cavs, but now that Thibodeau's gone, are we going to see as much of those lineups where it's like, oh, I forgot about Mitchell Robinson, 5 out of those 7 guys
Yeah.
playing the whole game? I
Oh,
don't
those
know.
death ball. Those are death ball lineup. Like it's just like we're just gonna put the same guys on the court
Yeah.
the entire game
Yeah.
and just make them get their money's worth. Which again,
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Sometimes I don't hate it. I'm like, if you're really gonna get your money's worth out of these players, like you
Yeah.
can't do it on a consistent basis.
You know who else played a lot of minutes under Tom Thibodeau? Derrick Rose.
Again, they're drama. I mean, they
I
happen to
hate
the best.
I hate injuries, man. I hate them so much. It's my least favorite. It's my least favorite part of the game. When we play
Yeah.
2K League and they're like, "Do we play injuries off or
Fucking
on?" Yeah, let's incorporate the worst part of this game that we
honest
would
to God,
prevent in real life if we could. You know?
honest to God, when I do my like rebuilds and stuff, or when I play, I like the injuries
Interesting.
because especially because like sometimes I like to play the games. So like
Hmm.
again, if I'm playing like and let's say my starting point guard goes down with an injury, and I got like a young backup, I love to be like, you know what, I'm gonna jump in the game. I'm gonna jump start this guy's career, and like I'll jump in, and I'm like I gotta play with the young backup. He's got like a cool new storyline. He's coming in like a month before the playoffs start. I love that part of it. It's like that. This is the injury part. I can't get that situation anywhere else because I just or it'd just be benching your old guy.
Oh, I was just gonna say I understand their realism argument to an
Yeah.
extent, but I'm like, it's not gonna be the same injuries that will happen in real life. Like, it's not gonna, like, mirror that, so it's
Yeah.
just gonna be
Oh no, no, no.
other random injuries, and so that's not realistic either, you know? Like, you could have injuries on and Joel Embiid plays the whole season and Mikal Bridges gets injured
Oh,
in game 1, and it's like,
that is
this is not realistic at all.
yeah. And matter of fact, well, what I was gonna say before I get too off the rails with 2K, it's about that time where
Yeah.
we close out the first official episode. Thank you guys for tuning in to the first official episode of This All the Game podcast. We really appreciate you guys for taking the time. Obviously, took quite a bit of effort to sit through all of our gossip and ridiculousness. But we appreciate you guys nonetheless and love each and every one of you that took the time out to view our content. Obviously, you're subscribing and obviously you're liking this video, so I'm not going to even mention that. So just want to say thank you guys one more time for being a part of this.
And just remember,
It's all a game. Peace. I'll probably
think
save
about
that to the end.
I thought I'd start with like a little rap, you know. No. Um,
Do it.
what's up? My name's Nathan. I am super excited to start this podcast with you guys. This doesn't make sense. Hey,
That's
what's
fine.
up, guys? Let me start that again.
What's that?
See, when I do it, it looks too typical.
What?
What is it though?
What is it? What?
It's all a game.
Oh, it's not like it. Always.
Yeah. Um, I mean, it's just a theory. A game theory. After all that,
You know what? Screw that shit. And after all that,
It's
thank
all
you
a
guys.
game.
Okay. Or we could just go. Oh, that was uniquely timed. That was very close together on my screen.
It's just
You went up there like that, and I went
yeah.
just hit him with one of those. Like I could pull the Anthony Edwards and just give them 18 lump sum episodes and then leave.
Yeah.
God, there's 18 goodbyes. You won't get another outro video. We're just gonna end them all abruptly.
What if we talk over each other and just keep saying thank you? Thank you guys so much. Just like over.
All right. If only thing you take away from this, please remember it's all a game, guys.
Yeah.
Please.
Unfortunately,
Like it takes it seriously.
I have this problem where if I do have to take something seriously and then I think about
Okay.
that, I just keep on laughing at the fact that I'm not taking it seriously.